to you by Lincoln Savings Bank. At home in Iowa, at work for you.
Welcome inside the UNI Wrestling Room, head coach Doug Schwab. Last time we sat down with you, it was very early in the month of January. Now we flipped the calendar to February. Let's recap this past month, and we are promoting a big home duel against Utah Valley. Winter weather made it not happen in Cedar Falls, but you made sure that it did happen, and you picked up a 32-6 win in Ames.
Yeah, I mean, we know in the state of Iowa that, weather is going to be an issue sometimes. And, fortunate for me that Dresser, Kevin Dresser, the Iowa State coach, and their staff and administration were willing to let us have that duel over there. Fortunate that, I called up Bowlesby and like, hey, what do you think? And he's like, well, Iowa State swimming came over in the morning. There's no reason I don't see you guys can get over there. And, we got over there and made it happen. And, it was good for our guys. And like I said, I think just we're always going to find a way. I mean, you think about what we did this fall with our team. I think that's one thing is we're always going to try to find solutions to situations and not excuses. And, we went over, won that duel handily, had some bonus points. Some guys are wrestling well, but I just want to, for me, it's very important that we continue to follow week after week. We're able to train, but then we're able to see us out and compete, and okay, well, now we get some feedback, and then we go back and kind of go back to work. But I just think the growth of the team, we needed to compete, and like I said, we found a way to make it happen, and a lot of people helped us make it happen.
Then you had about a 2-week break before the Oklahoma road trip. Were those 2 weeks pretty important?
Yeah, I mean, just from, training, we do have a fairly young team. From the fact that, we have seven guys that haven't been in the lineup. So you train, you get some areas, and I think we've covered a lot of ground when we've trained. Over Christmas you have a big chunk of time where you can implement some things and you can kind of see some gains in some areas. And I thought guys competed well at Nebraska, Wyoming, and then I think off that week competed well. There's a few things that we learned from a weight control perspective that we can do a little bit better job of. And even for me, okay, well, we're going to have a weigh in here. We're going to do some of those things when we have those 2 weeks in between. So when we have that coming up, we're going to make some adjustments, which you're always trying to learn. But we got to wrestle in Oklahoma State, undefeated team right now. And I think if I look at the matches, we won 4 matches. We had 3 toss-ups that could have went either way, and then they had bonus points in 3 matches, which you got to limit those. But if I look at those 3 toss-up matches, you win 2 out of 3, and I know that's a big if, but to say that we're far off, we're not far off from anybody, and we're certainly going to see that with the rest of our schedule. We're going to get to wrestle another couple top 10 teams, but I love how we're competing. And then we went to Oklahoma State Friday night. You go back on Saturday and you go to Oklahoma. I thought they responded really well. We scored 30 points. We had bonus points in 6 matches, and the matches that we lost again were one position. Okay, now we got to find a way to win those, but I think you can see where the separation's getting less, and you can see their confidence building. You can see where, okay, we're going back to back, and we come off a loss in some situations, and guys responded to it. So, the growth that we're having has been tremendous, and to say that I'm excited for February and the rest of the season, that's a big time understatement because of how these guys are competing and training, and I just see all the work that they've done, and the fruit of their labor is certainly going to be shown.
30-12, that was the score of the win in that bounce back victory against Oklahoma as the Sooners ranked number 18. And then, as we look at February, 5 duels, and then it's the Big 12 championships. And when we're talking about schools like Iowa State and Wisconsin and Mizzou, we'll talk more with Coach Schwab about that and what's on the horizon for this team, including a big home duel against West Virginia Sunday, 2 p.m. inside the McLeod Center. Be there, be loud. Back with more Panther Sports Talk right after this.
The Strategic Play of the Week, brought to you by Strategic Imaging, your one-stop shop for print marketing, signage, apparel, and promotional items.